semester with each other. Just want to let you know that honestly, I enjoy coaching here. Made it fun. We didn't win a lot of games, but man, we have fun. So with that being, after one semester going into the next semester, what are, real quickly, 3 things that you like what's going on here? 3 positives. Anything about football?
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie? There you go.
I think a lot of the kids are starting to buy in to the culture change that we as a staff are trying to institute, and I think that's one of the main things you need to have a successful program.
Culture change, camaraderie, weightlifting.
Their work ethic, they show up to work at once, and it's taken a week or two to really get that in the weight room, and you can see it on the field of practice too, but we couldn't separate them because they had separated themselves. And now during the off season, they're starting to separate themselves. So the ones that we do have are fantastic, because we don't have those.
Creating the rest of the time. Anybody else?
Same thing. The kids that are reliable are starting to be obvious, and those who are unreliable, some have already had their fat trimmed.
Very good.
They're already on the sideline or out of the program.
They were on the list to be cut from the class and transferred to other regions, and so I think that the kids are seeing that. Okay, well, these guys mean business, and so if I want to be in the other room, in the old weight room, then I better do what I'm being asked to do.
No matter how good they
You
think they
turn
are.
that listening today, by the way.
Yes, it's been turned on. Yeah, I keep adding to it.
Now, what are 3 things that you think need to be addressed or thought about that you have seen done, you have read about, something you've done at other places you've coached, and you think that it might help us turn the corner?
The biggest thing is, something we've already all kind of hit on is the kids that aren't in are being allowed to go out. And you can see that towards the end of the season. We never had a problem with it on a mass level of having good practice. We had a problem on a small level. So what's happening now is the fact that they're separating. In a lot of places, you don't get to do that. A lot of places, we get blinded by the talent on a kid, or that kid could be. Unless that kid makes any step to be what he could be, we're fooling ourselves and thinking we're going to do it. So that in itself, which again is nothing but the same thing we've been saying, that's the biggest step.
I think maybe we need to start tightening the screws even more and holding kids accountable, because I know we're kind of in a transition stage right now where we got coaches all over the place and we're here between seasons and this and that, but I think we just need to start tightening the screws even more, especially on consistency, making sure everyone's stressed out, making all the kids, everyone's the same, that I think we need to ratchet up and down. We started it, but now we really need to tighten the screws a little bit more.
We can all with that.
A lot of things that are on my list over here are about that same thing, about ratcheting up and about, we're going to have to be held responsible for the seniors, so we're going to be stretched Stevens dinner, with that deal. The things that are being asked of us as a coaching staff, I know I'm feeling the pressure because, you're being stretched 1,000 ways, and like Coach Cantu was saying, we can't allow that to affect, the safety over here, nor can we allow that to affect the consistency and what we're trying to do, because as soon as we let up, then we're going to go and start snowballing right back the other way.
So you want to keep on going, Coach James?
Sure. Coach James has got to do a better job. I know I put this down there too, but laundry as a team, we got to do a good job too. I screwed up and put myself down in laundry duty, and I was out of town at a coaching clinic, so that just tells you where my mind was at. But if you show up in the morning, and it's the laundry's out in the office, find out where it's at, and then help us out, because I know we all have about 1,000 things going on. And if someone forgets to put it in, let's put it in for them. I know Alfie had laundry a week ago, and if some laundry's done, just put it in for him, so that when he gets out of baseball, he can throw it in the dryer and let his good one. So we all work together like that. I think it's going to be a good deal. The other thing about that is the gate back here. Phone calls already started. There's parents that have my phone number because their kids have my phone number and all that kind of stuff. So when parents have my phone number, they're going to call about this back walking gate. So if you you pull up in the morning and you know that gate is not open, it needs to be open, doesn't need to be the same person, but just make sure we check and make sure that walking gate is open, the walking gate open.
For the most part, thank you. For the most part, we're talking about Friday on that day, was that correct? Is every
Yeah,
day?
I mean, usually every other day the gate's open.
The only day that it was odd this week, there was one day it was wide open. It wasn't Monday, it was usually Monday when it was open. But it was not Monday this week.
Now, are you talking about the driving gate? or
Yes.
walking? The
Yes.
driving gate needs to stay closed.
Right,
That gate is closed. If you see it open, lock it.
right.
The walking gate for the kids, they're gonna start calling Mr. Hernandez, they're gonna call me, they're gonna call everywhere. Why do I have to drive all the way around the front, make my kid cut through the cafeteria? Which, whatever, that's what they're gonna say. So if, we'll just help each other out and make sure that it's not the same person, but just everybody, we said effort doing that, and that'll help out.
If somebody will check it, most of the time we'll be good, because I try to open that when I get here.
Yeah. And then, the next thing, is, make sure before we leave today, if we can, if you have, snacks, foods, dishes, whatever, the last thing we want is, I got the custodian to fix the room, slowly but surely, we'll get stuff, but just make sure you take all your stuff home after that. After I had that,
The mouse is as big as this cup, in case y'all want to see. The mouse is as big as this cup. I've drawn around, but he's at least as big as this cup.
oh, we have another one?
Yeah, he came out and he called me when I was sleeping, and I did the Home Alone.
How long ago was that?
Last Thursday?
Well, there should be, I think there's trash in here, and so I'll look around.
Towards the restroom, headed towards the equipment. That's just where I think, where he located me, I didn't locate him.
We got backtracks for the.
Well, we put some, I already have put some trash out, I know we already got one. And the other thing is it's cold. So when it's cold, like that, they're gonna try to seek some warmth. So just make sure that, we're doing our part as far as, cleaning up after ourselves and all that kind of stuff. Because what we don't wanna do is we don't wanna make the problem worse than what it is. And, all that kind of stuff. And then on top of that is we don't want, the athletic office involved in what we're doing. Just kind of take and pass it around. My prayer finally got done. All right, so, let's talk about today. So I can remind you about today. Today, this is part of being stretched thin and part of us being team players. We're gonna be in a rotation for all lunches. Some of us are more on lunch duty, the other part of us are with kids or whatever. But I had a plan for that because I've asked those other guys that don't have double lunch duty. Because the basic meta and science are gonna have double lunch duty. I don't wanna make them walk, but once you're done with your duty, you're at lunch and you're done. So I'll be there in and out, but I might be stretched a little thin, so we'll see what happens. But A lunch, Wes, Beta, and Sanchez. Wes, once you're done, we were talking about what you're doing. You're just double checking the equipment room, coming over here doing your thing, and you can have lunch. Beta and Sanchez just hang out over there. I'll pop my head in probably run that B lunch, hang out with you. That we don't want what happened last time. Kids acting stupid, acting crazy. I still say that was a conspiracy to mess up that Southwest game. I will always tell the truth that somebody called that in to mess with us about that, because I still have yet to see anything close to the way those kids were acting that day. And then C lunch will be Brown and I, okay? Correction Cantu, you're babysitting the kids the whole time, A and B lunch. Walsey now, I don't have you on here, of course, because you got a bunch of baseball guys that do all that. Same thing with Walsey, you got your guys, okay? Gideon, I noticed I left you off of here, okay? So you'll jump in there at C lunch with me and Brown and I, so that way we'll do that. But I realize I left you off after I created this out. Is that cool? So that way we're there. So if you're not at duty, okay, then you either eat lunch or you're with the kids. But we need to make sure that we're monitoring our kids. I want them walking around on passes, yada, all that kind of stuff that can come back and liability issues, okay? We talked about laundry, the walking gate, talked about cleanliness. The Get Fit program, guys, it's gonna be a big deal because we got about 200 kids signed up, okay? So that was the number that Diane gave me last week, so it might be over 200. Though here's my plan, I'll tell you, it's only gonna be 1 hour. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to them for about 5 minutes out there, get them organized, have them sitting out here like I always do, so you guys can recover from where you're coming from. Now, I don't know how that's gonna work for y'all or what you're doing. If you can come help, great. Okay, as many coaches as possible. I'm gonna put the kids in groups, and I'm gonna group our kids and sign kids up, because Wes can help me sign kids up, and I'm gonna sign them to a coach. Okay, and then we're just gonna have to fill the drills, the other half will be offensive drills, okay? We're gonna spend the first 3 days of it, or 3 weeks of it, because they're just days, every Monday night, 6 to 7 right now, but that last week, instead of having 5 weeks, we'll have 4, because track season starts, and we're gonna double up on Monday and Wednesday, we're gonna try to hold flag football games on one side and flip the other. But those first 3 weeks, 25 offense, 25 defense, okay? 5 minutes I talk to them at the beginning, 5 minutes I talk to them at the end, and talk to their parents, and we're teaching them fundamentals, guys, how to break down a tackle and get someone's flag, how to catch a pass, how to take a snap, just little bitty stuff. Have fun with the kids, out there with the community. The Booster Club will have a concession stand open for parents and kids and all that kind of stuff, so we don't have to worry about any of that stuff except just focusing on these kids. The plan, my overall plan on this, is to also try to recruit some dads to maybe start a little Bobcats football program. So that's what we want to do. So we want to make sure that we're helping them out. So whether I have to try to get the facility rented out over there from grass field, because they don't need turf to practice on, they can just practice over there at the grass, whatever I have to do, but we want to make sure the community knows that we're doing that. So I'm going to let Coach Kretz and Coach Brown put their heads together about little drills. We have to reassemble the run rooms. I don't know. We have to just get a little creative and think about 5 drills or so. There's going to be so many kids out there that you're only going to have maybe 5 minutes at every station. If you want to make it longer than make 3 stations, make them, 8 minutes long.
Do we know what coaches we're getting? I know it's early. Do we know what many coaches we're getting? I don't have to know what it is.
I would expect that every coach sitting here every station will be available, except for maybe Coach Walls. Because to me, he's the head baseball coach. That's how
Right, yeah, I'm just
So if there's a coach that can't be there for, and maybe, I don't know what Mario's schedule might be, because he might be at some point full on over at Casey.
Once we come back, Mario.
Yeah, so he's saying, so he might be able to, so whoever we have, I would just say you'd be safe to make 3 or 4 stations on each side of the field.
count on 3 or 4 coaches. Like I
Have
said.
3 or 4 coaches on defense, 3 or 4 coaches on offense, and that's go that route. And then we'll put kids in stations too, kind of cover the base. Okay? Snap fundraiser, we're on that, okay? Coach Kretz had showed me, I didn't even understand. You gotta click on their name, everybody needs to be logged on. I can get Alfie and Walls and the rest of you guys logged on. Some of those kids maybe that you like, talk to them. Send out your 20 emails. At this point in time, over the Christmas break, tell them to email whoever they want, teacher, whoever, okay? But the bottom line is they need to send their 20 emails out. When we get back, if they don't have, we'll have a couple more weeks to get back, and they don't have their 20 emails out, then we're gonna have to try to motivate them to get those emails out, because that's the only thing we ask them to do, 20 emails. That's all we gotta do. So Coach Kretz and Coach Cantu, during today, I mean, you have to go kid by kid, do you have the 20 emails? Then let's do that. Senior babysitting duty, this is the other part about what's gonna sting. I'm gonna have to give a coach down. I'm gonna try, I don't know how long or how this is gonna work, but basically what my idea is 1 coach per week, kind of like laundry duty. You have senior babysitting duty, okay? And all you're responsible for is checking in with those seniors in the field house, taking roll, and then basically that'll be your conference period that week, okay? You're doing that. That's the best one I got right now. When we start going outside as we get later and start trying to get back into doing more football things, I'm gonna have to do things because now I'm gonna need you to be a football coach. But we're gonna rotate it. More than likely, Brown and myself, we will never be involved in that. I will involve Coach Kretz, 1, because he teaches all that AP crap, and 2, that he's okay doing that, but I need Coach Brown for the strength and conditioning part of what's going on in the weight room.
So that for the whole year, or just?
Right now, it's until we get, right now, it's until we get rid of all the seniors.
Just
So,
under in it.
we gotta have a way to practice. Okay, we can't let them go out and school or in troubles.
Can you do
So
that?
that's what I'm right now. Also, coaching calendars. I actually have them out here. I said on your desk for the leave. I'll pass them out and do all that kind of stuff. Coaching calendars basically will let you know what we're doing for January. When we get back February and March. It talks about the phases. Like I know Coach Brown, I said, we'll be testing the week before we leave for spring break. That's the next time we're going to be testing. But this is kind of like a powerlifting program. Matter of fact, we're going to pull the block. They were talking about their lifting program and how their kids, and you can ask Kretz and Coach Kent too, their kids look like our kids, okay? But they're way stronger than our kids. Those guys are in a powerlifting program all year long, okay? They have a powerlifting program.
They don't have a powerlifting program, they have a stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the national champion, 98-pounder representing the world somewhere. I mean, she was.
Yeah, and so funny.
That's crazy.
Because his wife is actually the head powerlifting coach. And their daughter actually won the national state championship in powerlifting 2011, and then had her by somebody else at that school this past year. So we don't have a powerlifting program, you know? Yeah, but we don't have a powerlifting program, but we need one for everybody's sake. And I don't know how I'm gonna get that done, but the bottom line is that's where we're at. It's gonna give you the breakdown of who's on laundry, okay? It has it at the beginning, talks about the Kid Fit program, everything we're doing. And if you were doing it, realize I left something out, let me know, okay? Also, Coach is gonna be out at practicing beginning January 3rd. At some point in time, he's gonna come by here. We need to do whatever we're gonna do. He gets a brand new helmet, he gets shoulder pads,
Is he
he
gonna
gets
do that
pants.
the week we come?
No, he's gonna be practicing, the first day of practice is January 3rd, so he needs it now because the 3rd is a
Yeah,
Sunday.
he needs to come out a day now.
Well, yeah, he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, and now he may call me with a break and I'll drive up here and I'll be to take care of
Send him back to the day, I'll look his ass up.
there you go. So what I'll do is I'll text his phone and say, come by here at some point in time before you leave today. If you need a fit period, that'd be great. But I do have a
We'll
nice
go back and put it all
There
in.
you go. We need to make sure he has all that stuff to practice in and everything he needs. Okay? Semester exam week, you guys kind of saw it's kind of all jacked up. The basic thing that we can do is we just have to survive and adapt. Okay? So I'll be here, and when you're not over there teaching, you know, we come over here, whatever we're gonna do. Okay? But here's the bottom line rule, the best way I can explain it is when they have us on there for having a regular fit period, which is 11:48 to 1:18, okay, but Monday, Tuesday, I understand that's there, then we will have whatever regular day we have. When we have an exam day, like I think Wednesday's a half day, but Thursday and Friday, I think one day is a fifth period exam day, Friday is like an 8th period exam day. We will lift twice, so we will do both workouts in one day.
No, those days are all right.
Yes, and they're all half days too, so we'll lift them twice, and then we'll run the gut check, and we'll send them on the way to the exam day, okay? So, that's what I have. Can anybody think of anything that I'm forgetting?
Are there any plans on having the weight room open during the holidays? Because some of the kids were asking.
And what we told him was, what we could check with, you, that's Waldron.
We can open on
Plus
Monday.
Waldron. The city, we're gonna have a soccer practice possibly.
Monday and Tuesday, we can open it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I tell you what, let's just tell the kids, if the weight room's open, we'll post the hours on the weight room and outside my office. So let me talk to these guys or whatever. I don't mind coming up here and opening up the weight room, but I might be like the weight room for 1 or 2 kids.
No.
Yeah, we had said if anything, maybe when the
Soccer,
soccer,
the same
taking
time
over
soccer.
or something. but,
Sounds good.
According to their.
Okay, we'll get that taken care of. Anything else about the weight room you don't want to bring?
That was it.
Okay, anything else? All right, well, I've got calendars right here. You don't have to worry about scrounging for them. What I'll do is, now since my printer is done, is I will staple them, I'll put them on your desk, so when you guys get done. Other than that, meeting adjourned. Or, I'm sorry, Coach Craig, so we good to go? We good.